Okay, so what's up? So we about to get into the messages. So we have the Three of Cups over here. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages for whomever it may concern? So with the Three of Cups falling out, this is going to represent, in a nutshell, somebody is getting practice. Okay, they're getting practice with creating their happiness, we'll say. Okay. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages? What are the messages for whomever it may concern? I have a feeling that that's a man and he's planning something. And he's real excited about whatever it is that he's planning. There's something that he's practicing for too. Okay. Okay, so you have a projection. You have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. It looks like somebody is upset because somebody is wasteful and they don't have a good relationship with money and they don't manage money well either. Okay. So this person made a very big investment, but what they didn't know or understand is that that investment, whatever fruits came from that investment, that was all. So think of it like this, right? Somebody gives you with an apple tree. There are so many things that you can do with those apples. And this is what most people do, and this is how they think. They pick all the apples and they make all these different things with the apples. They sell them, they make their money, and that's it. And they're thinking to themselves, well, what do I do now? Because all of the apples are gone off of the apple tree. So here's the trick. Every apple holds about 5 seeds. So what people forget to do is take the seeds out of the apples and plant the seeds of the apples for the future. So this is how this person invests. This is the way in which that they do things. They didn't take the seeds and plant them for the future. They just robbed the tree of all the apples to get their money. They got their money, but it didn't go anywhere. All the work that they put into with growing that tree, and the tree is not going to produce any apples anytime soon, so they're going to have to wait till the next harvest season. But they didn't keep any seeds. So now when the next season comes in, they're going to have to start the process all over again. This is usually a 7-year period wait. Okay. There's something here too with understanding your first investment is people. Let's say that you're starting a restaurant. Well, something simple. Let's say a juicing restaurant, right? There's another juicing restaurant that's down the street from where you're located, right? So what is it about you that you offer, your customer service, your product? What is different about what you have going on than what somebody else has going on down the street? Because I'm going to tell you, people will support you. If you're selling something that they don't want or they don't like, they will still support you just because they like you. Or maybe because they like your cause as to why you're doing what you do. Some people, they're going to like your customer service. They're going to like your product. They're going to like everything about what you do. Then there are going to be some people to where they really don't care too much for you, but they want your product. But at the same time, if you have the same product as that other place and that other place has good customer service, well, those individuals are going to choose a different place. And it's really not that serious, right? Because it's not about making all the money. It's just about making enough to where you can be stable, to where you have enough. But in this case, this person, when it comes to their investments, they were not thinking about these things. They were thinking about making the money, getting the money, and spending the money. They must have thought that they were going to have something else to fall back on. But then when they look up, either they don't have anything to fall back on, or they have something, but there's a leak. There's a leak in their money. Maybe somebody is dipping into the savings, taking out the savings, stealing the savings. Maybe somebody has your information and they're purchasing things that you don't know about. So you're wondering, like, I had this amount of money, now I have this amount. Like, what's going on? You tell, like, if you're a couple, you give your partner a certain amount of money to pay the light bill, and they end up doing something else with the money. They say that they need money for one thing, but end up using it for something else. And it's always a waste. Okay. So when I say this person doesn't have a good relationship with money, they don't have good spending habits, they're not somebody who plans ahead when it comes to future finances. This is what I'm talking about. With the Queen of Swords here in reverse, this person is batshit crazy. They're not thinking straight. So of course, I feel like it has a lot to do with money. They're upset because the money is not there. The money is not, they may even be in some type of debt. My thing is, personally, money has a cycle to it. So sometimes it's going to be up, and it may be up for a while, but there are going to be times to where it's going to be a drought and things are going to be tight. This is the type of person to where they cannot manage mentally, or they cannot manage their life when it's tight times. So, this person is panicking, stressing, snapping, saying just, they're batshit crazy, yelling, fussing all over the place. And it roots from their frustration of money and their finances. Instead of taking time out to reflect and take accountability for how they lack the intelligence of their investments, they would rather bring their problems to you. They may be lying to people, telling people that you're not good with money, you don't deserve to have money, something like that. It's something going on. They want you to be in the position that they are in. How dumb is that? You made your choices. So you have to deal with your consequences. Just because you don't like your consequences doesn't mean that you can throw a tantrum and hope that somebody else goes through what you go through because of the choices you made. I feel like this is repeated. I have to keep repeating myself. It's like a motherfucker don't get it. Well, this is very bad mental health. So this person is not going to be able to receive. They want to hear what they want to hear. They damn sure don't want to hear the truth. This is the type of person to where they can dish it, but they can't take it. So if this person tried to come for somebody's investments, if they tried to come for somebody's financial or money opportunities, it's happening to them now. They may have tried to make this happen to you, and they may be out here telling people that this is what you're going through, when in all actuality, this is what they're going through. In the position of your crown, you have the Six of Swords, which is rite of passage, which means that you know that you are in your purpose. Okay, so this person sees that from you. Oh, so we got a little gel. They a little jelly, a little envious, are they? This person doesn't know their purpose. Look at that. We got the liar card. Lying right now. Lying right now as we speak. Okay, so right now motherfuckers is getting divination work done on you, which means that they could be getting a reading. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, we're interrupting their reading. So when it comes to the reader is looking for the truth. So we're going to guide them to the truth of this person that they're doing this reading for. So I've pretty much said all in which that I needed to say, because this person could be trying to lie to their reader. They may be trying to project what they're doing, what they're going through onto you, and trying to convince this reader or maybe this spiritual practitioner to be able to do some work on you. I'm going to tell you right now, this reader knows that they're lying. So now what's going to happen? The reader is going to tell them what they want to hear. And they're going to take this person's money. This person may be upset because it's kind of like every time I try to get work done, the shit never works. The shit never happens. So somebody is upset about that because it's just like, I have invested a lot of money. I have invested a lot of time, a lot of energy in trying to bring this person down, and it has not worked. Why is it not working? Like, that's what they're saying. Okay? You have insight. Okay? You have the insight with the moon card. And whoever their reader is or their spiritual practitioner, this person has insight too. Your reputation stands as it is. Okay, so you've cut something out. You made a decision to cut something out. I think it's this Three of Cups situation. You don't do any third party situations. You're not a pleasure seeker. You're more of somebody who can create pleasure on your own by yourself. You enjoy your own company. You are complete. You are whole within you. So anytime that you feel a lack of something, you can always pull from the source of you and create something beautiful out of it. So I do pick up that you are a creator. You have purpose in this life. And when I say this life, I'm talking about like esoteric, metaphysical. You have purpose here. This individual, like I said, they don't know what their purpose is. Okay. So it's kind of like, well, it seems like they spent so much time and so many years with trying to come for you. It's like, I'm pretty sure that their life is a mess. You got the Ten of Swords here. This is beyond humiliation and despair. This is beyond all of that. This person is like totally knocked in total disbelief that their life will get any better. You want to know why? Because they know the terrible shit that they have tried to do towards you. When we're in our purpose, we're always protected. So if you're into the metaphysical realm, if you're into esoteric knowledge, and if you're into light work, if that's your calling, that's where you're supposed to be. This person, it's like they may have tried to play you for your walk of life, where you're headed, where you're going, who you are, what you're into, what you do. Motherfuckers try to play you. But at the same time, they had some underlying hidden serious jealousy issues of you too, because they tried to take you out behind your back. But you were in your purpose. This is what you're supposed to be doing. They're not in their purpose. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not protected. So, that reader is going to see that they're going through some serious karma. Nobody will, if I feel like the reader is advanced. Okay. But so if they can see that this person is going through shit because they brought it on themselves, nobody wants to get caught up in your karma. That reader, that practitioner know the rules. Like, bitch, you've been out here up to some wicked shit. Like, no, I'm not helping you with that. I'm not getting involved with that. They may not tell this person that. They're not going to tell them the truth. They don't have to tell them the truth because they can already see this person is a liar. So they can just put balance back into the situation with lying to them. That's why I be telling people, it's rules to this shit. You can't just be out here. You cannot possibly think that human beings will have access to anything higher than being a human being, and there are not going to be rules and regulations. Why do you think that there are rules and regulations on Earth? Human beings are capable of the worst, but they're capable of the best too. But when we have individuals like this, to where they're using certain things to bring about destruction and chaos for somebody else, well, this is why we need to have rules and regulations. You can't just go around doing whatever the fuck you want to do to people just because you're throwing a tantrum, or just because you don't want to take responsibility or accountability for your life and the choices and decisions that you have made. This person is upset because they know that people are celebrating them. They know people are celebrating their downfall. People are happy that this person is where they are at. So these may have been victims of this person too. This person may have tried to get other people involved within their dirty deeds. Motherfuckers done turned on them. Now, motherfuckers out here celebrating the terrible tragedy that they're going through, or that they're going to be going through, because it's not over for this person. I feel like this person got some years. They got some years on their head. It's coming off like they're cursed. They're cursed. Nobody is going to take this curse off of them. If it was placed upon them unjustly, then somebody can take it off. But that reader can already see, like, oh, no, you got yourself into this, which means that, you must have tried to curse somebody else and they must have sent the shit back to you. So that's what makes it balanced. So it's a done deal. If it's a done deal, I'm not getting involved with that. It's like, God and karma have already given you your sentence. That is your sentence. You're going to have to deal with this curse. Because it really looked like a curse. It looked like a serious one too. It has a lot to do with finances. This person may have tried to curse your finances. Now, so whatever. So my thing is that you may even know that people are celebrating this person's downfall, but you're not interested in gloating, or you're not interested in flexing on anybody. You're not interested in rubbing people's, problems or faults. You're not interested in rubbing that in their face. You're interested on moving on and continuously moving on. You don't want anything else to do with this situation here. Like, it's a done deal for you. You're leaving it behind. What's done is done. You're not sticking around to see what's going to happen or what's going on. Like, you don't care. You're just ready to move the fuck on. I feel like these people who are gloating and flexing and celebrating, yes, this outside person deserves it. But at the same time, you got to be careful. You got to be careful of, you got to be careful of the skeletons in your closet. Just because somebody is down and you wanted to see them down, well, you had a connection to this person at one point in time. So, you sit up here celebrating, but your hands got blood on them too. So you think that you got away, which means that, I have a feeling, karma going to catch up to these people later. So it's like, yeah, you can laugh now, but you're going to cry later. I feel like this woman who was trying to curse your finances, I feel like she was laughing about that shit too. Now her ass up here crying and snapping. So all her little minions are going to go through the same thing. Ain't nobody get away with that. Nobody is getting away free. So it looks like motherfuckers is celebrating too soon. We're going to end the reading there. Until next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.